All right, so today is Monday. We are on the road with another load. Before we get too deep into the video, I just want to say thank you to all our viewers. Thank you guys, all of our subscribers, man, the commenters. We appreciate you guys leaving comments. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's participating in growing this channel. I would like to remind everybody to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, share the videos, man, with other people that are out there to do what we do. You know, they can see what we do, see what the course of our day is all about. But now on to the regularly scheduled programming. So it's another load on the trailer. We are headed to Charlotte. We're in Beaufort, Georgia right now. It's just a little short load going up to Charlotte. Actually, it's paying pretty daggone good though. So we will take that. We're a little bit above $3 a mile for this one pick, one drop. That is 3 stacks of steel plate. It's 4x8 plate, and that's 12,500 pounds. So yeah, we got it sitting on the trailer, stacked all 3 of them up, put a little small tarp on it. We'll be in Charlotte by lunch, and hopefully we'll grab something else. Hot Shot Shorty will be working the boards, see what we can come up with. I mean, obviously we got plenty of room on the trailer, but we'll see if we can grab this other load in Commerce going up to South Carolina. So if that works, we'll grit that. We got room on the trailer for it. If not, we'll keep on boogieing with what we got just to keep the day moving. So yeah, 12,000 on the axles, 12,500 on the axles. Airbags riding good on the back of the truck. And we're actually a little bit higher than where I normally ride, but it'll be all right. We'll have a nice super cushy ride today. So yeah, we'll check back in with you as we make progress throughout the course of the day. All right, this is our reload. We are in South Carolina. We have 3 air compressor, generator, water pumps. Some of these machines, based on what they have inside of them, will do all 3 of those components. So, but anyhow, we got 3 stops on the trailer. We have Marietta, Georgia. We have Fairburn, Georgia. And then the big boy back here on the back is going to Summerville, South Carolina. So we got about 19,500 on the trailer. This big one on the back is 16 and change. These little ones are right around 1,500 pounds a piece. So 16 and change plus the 3,000 on the front is 19 and change, which is what this load weighs. 4-point securement on the rear ones. The way they advise chaining the smaller ones down, which they give you a little handy loop under the middle. You literally just go through the loop in the middle, down through the tongue on the other side, hit your stake pocket on that side, or hit your rub rail on that side, come back this way either side, and then just put your binder on it and chain it down. One chain right through the middle holds them down. They do all of the blocking and bracing for you. They nail it all down. They provide all of the wood. You know, you just chain it and go. So this is what we have now. We will take these 3 down to Georgia and South Carolina and see where we end up coming out of South Carolina tomorrow. So y'all stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome back, man. We are here in Adams Run, South Carolina. We are loaded with a Case 580, I believe it is, rubber tire front end loader with a backhoe on the back. And so we had to pull down in here in order to get the machine loaded. We're actually loading for the rail company. The machine broke on them, so we're delivering it to the yard so they can get it fixed. But as you can see from this area down here, we got a lot of sand. And so we were nose down into this area. We loaded the machine from the back, and up at that end is where we loaded onto the back of the trailer. So after we got it loaded, which I think that's about, what, 16,000 pounds? It's about 19,000 pounds is what they told us. It's probably about that, but this sandy soil here, you guys can see how very soft it is, man. And we just, we almost made it out. We had to get a little tug from them guys, just one chain, and a big truck up on the hill, a big white truck up on the hill. He pulled down to the back of the trailer. Once he pulled to the back of the trailer, we just put one chain in it, and he just put it in reverse and let that thing idle us back up out of here. Had to get my wheels clear of this area right here. This is where it was kind of digging in. You can see it's really low right here. So rather than rear end bouncing and shuddering the way it does and break a daggone axle or universal joint or the hitch, we decided to just shut it down and let him give a little pull on us from the back. So he eased down here, hooked onto us, pulled us back. We backed down beside where that white truck is up on the hill now. So we were to the right side of that white truck, and then we were able to swing wide and go back across the tracks where you see these two guys standing. So kind of a unique situation, but again, we get them out. We get them out. We don't miss. So we got it. All right, so we are at our delivery destination. This is what we picked up. It's about 35, 36 miles away. This is the Case 580N bucket loader, backhoe on the back end. This is about 19,000 pounds, I believe is what they told us. This one has a specialized bucket on the backhoe. We picked it up from we met the rail company at a rail intersection, and they're having an issue with the knuckle basically rotating side to side is uncontrollable. So in any event, we picked it up from the rail yard or from the rail company, CSX Railroad, and we transport it here. They're going to repair it, and then I guess somebody else will take it back to them or whatever. But yeah, this is 19,000 pounds, Case 580N. Again, Texas pride, man. Showing out strong, showing out big. So yeah, we'll put our ramps down from the trailer. We'll grab our ramps from up here and put them down from the trailer to the top deck up there. Drive this thing off and see what else we can find. This load right here, our best paying load ever. It's not a long run, but it's $21.21 a mile. We got paid $700 to take this thing 36 miles, 35, 36 miles, whatever it was. So yeah, today we finally won one. That's a win today. We were able to get this load for one very specific reason. This machine, well, the broker put on a load that you had to have a Case 580 key. You have to have a key to basically start this machine. So where we dropped off yesterday was a rental equipment company. I said, let's ask them, where do we get a key? They may have one. Like, they rent stuff like this out all the time, big commercial rental yard. So we went inside and asked them. Guess what? They gave us a key. They gave us a key that starts this machine. So initially we had refused this load because we didn't have the key. But then I was telling Hot Shot Shorty, I said, check inside and see whether or not they got a key for a 580. He went inside, checked. Sure enough, they had a key. We called them back, and we were able to secure this well-paying $21 a mile load. So now we have a key for this machine. And I knew the load would sit there for a while because I don't know. I just don't know how many people have a key for this machine in their pocket, but we have one now. All right, y'all. This is our reload. We actually are picking back up at the same place we dropped off the, I think that generator was 16,000 pounds. We literally are right back at the same place, H&E Rentals. Earlier today, we picked up a Case 580 rubber tire loader, and we went, picked it up, dropped it off. That load, again, was paying $21.21 a mile. So we went and made that money on that load, and then we ended up coming right back to where we dropped off at yesterday and picking up this dump truck, which I actually looked at this dump truck yesterday because it is a Freightliner M2. And as it turns out, this very same truck that I looked at yesterday is going to Greer, South Carolina. So hopefully things work out as far as getting this up to Greer, which we don't anticipate any issues there. But we will get this up to Greer, and we are back in talks with the generators that we bought out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. So, you know, we may be able to, we're trying to track a load to see if we can get something out of there coming back down to Georgia for the weekend. We're going to pull it back into the yard this weekend and get our lights redone on the trailer. So we'll have new chicken lights going down the trailer, somewhat kind of matching the truck. You guys know, man, I like my chicken lights. So we got to get some new lighting put on the trailer, and everything on here is just, everything works, but it is just, it's just a bird's nest, and then, you know, it's just not how I do it. So I'm going to rip it all out, and then all of the lights are redone and change out these square lights and use recessed flush mount lights. Just a heads up so you guys know why I have the mask on, man. It's pollen season. I got pollen on my skin. I got pollen in my clothes. I have pollen in the dash of the truck, and it is just a killer for me. Yeah, I've been taking medication, you know, whatever, Claritin or whatever, for 3 weeks already. It's just really tough for me. But I love being outside, so, you know, I'm going to put this mask on. I'm going to keep on getting it because I'm not going to stop. So, yeah, man, this is the load we got going up there. 2 chains in the front. We got 2 straps on the side, and then I got 1 strap, 1 chain coming through the back of it. The capacity of my the combined capacity of all the straps and chains well exceed this truck, but you know me, I usually throw extra in here. You know, a lot of times you may see 2 in the front and 2 in the back, and guys just ride, but this particular time we have 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 1 on the back, which plenty exceeds the weight capacity of this truck. So yeah, we'll get this up to South Carolina and get it off tomorrow. And of course, there's my hole in the trailer here. We had that generator on here, and that is where the jack foot for the generator sat. It was a generator that was on a trailer, kind of like that one right there, except it was bigger. And that jack foot sat in the center here, and as it turns out, my cross runners are here and here. And obviously the jack foot sat right in the middle, so it punched through. Fortunately, this trailer has a torque tube in it, and the jack ended up hitting the torque tube in the middle, so it didn't go all the way down. We got really lucky, I guess, to that effect, but the side of the jack was resting on here. You know, you got that pin, just like the jack leg on the front, you got that pin that allows the foot to move up or down, then you just jack the difference up. So that sat right here, but it bottomed out on there first. So we had, you know, no reportable damage on it, and, you know, we got here, they weren't tripping over it, and, you know, we got it offloaded and went and ran another load today, and then we came back, as it turns out, picking this up at the same place we dropped off. So, yeah, man, we're going to shut it down here for the night. We found us a nice little quiet place right next door to where we picked up at, and fortunately for us, it's just really not a whole lot back here, so it'll be quiet. We don't have to sleep next to any trucks running. We don't have traffic going by other than the interstate. Yeah, expect to just sleep good tonight. We're going to leave out at 5 in the morning, and we'll be in South Carolina tomorrow at 8. So, yeah, man, we've had a great week this week. Our RPM is really good, and we just literally haven't done any driving. I literally took that load that was $21 a mile, and I didn't burn, you know, what, 35, 36 miles. We burned probably 5 or 6 gallons. Great. So, man, I finally feel like I'm winning one. But yeah, man, check out the videos. We've been out on the road. We've been seeing people there. We literally saw a guy today. What was his name, James? Yeah. Joe. Joe with Sunbelt Rentals. We were coming through North Charleston and coming down this side street trying to get to our pickup spot.
and the GPS took us to the wrong spot, and we were just trying to get ourselves turned around and out of there. And this guy he was driving for Sunbelt Rentals, and he saw us come by. He's like, man, I was watching you guys' video, man. So we started to get some recognition. That's great, man. It's just cool seeing people that recognize the truck. Like, pretty much all this week, every day, somebody has said they've seen our videos. You know, somebody said, you know, we get comments on the videos, hey, I've seen you guys on I-20, or I've seen you guys on 85 or 95 or wherever we may have been through our travels. So, man, people are starting to pick up, you know, what we're getting out there, and it's cool. So, yeah, man, we appreciate you guys' support, and, you know, we'll see you guys up and down the highways. Hopefully some of you guys will see at the mats. We will be in attendance at the Mid-America Truck Show. We already made our hotel reservations. So, yeah, man, you guys like and comment and subscribe. And you know what? Let us know. Look us up if you're going to be at the mats, Mid-America Truck Show.
All right. Welcome back to Adventures in Trucking. Thanks to all my Adventure in Trucking family out there. Guys, it's the end of the week for us. It's Friday morning. We're back over in South Carolina. It's been a really good week, to be honest. We had what would have been a perfect puzzle piece to finish the week out. We were aware of a load picking back up here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, that we would have taken right back to Fairburn, Georgia, where we delivered earlier in the week. Anyhow, we didn't get that load, but we do have another load on the trailer. It's another generator from here in Rock Hill that we'll be taking to Bessemer, Alabama. So we'll run this over to Alabama. Of course, we gain an extra hour time on our trip to Alabama, but we got an ETA of like 2:45 in the afternoon. So, but yeah, perfect end to a good week. We'll get this over to Birmingham or Bessemer to be correct, and see whether or not we can find something in that area coming back east or south for the weekend. That way, on the first of the week, on Monday, we'll already be loaded. We keep rolling out. Man, it's been a good week. We've been able to sleep good. We've been able to eat good.
Free ice all week.
Yeah, free ice all week. Like, every place we went to, they had an ice machine. Like, just an ice hopper like in a hotel. So I've been able to keep my cooler iced up all week long. Slept really good last night. And so, yeah, end of a great week. We will see what the rest of the day brings, and we will get back in touch with you guys as we know what the rest of our day entails. So, an interesting point, man. I have never seen this, man. You guys comment below, let me know if you guys have ever seen it. So we have seen guys out here hot-shotting that, you know, have maybe a 2500 truck or a 3/4 ton truck, whatever brand they run, and you know, they may not have a diesel engine in it. You know, they may have, you know, Chrysler 6.4 or Hemi 6.4 gas engine, or you know, they may have the 6.0 gas motor in the Chevrolet truck, or the Godzilla 7.3 in the Fords. We've seen some guys out here hot-shotting with gas engines. Today, a new one today for y'all. So we've seen a guy out here today. He was hot-shotting. It's his first run, he said, with a Ram 1500 with the Eco Diesel in it. I think it's a 3-liter V6 engine. And he had a tag-along trailer. He said he could do 10,000 on the trailer. I think he said he was good for about 14,000 pounds overall. Obviously, non-CDL hot shot. I've never seen that before, man. You guys comment below. Let me know if you guys have ever seen. What are some of the most more interesting hot shot setups you guys have seen out there? Just thought that was really interesting to see. You know, see somebody hot shotting, which in his case it was not a gasoline engine, it's still a diesel engine. It's 3-liter V6. I think he said he was making 510 foot-pounds of torque. You know, had him like a 22, 24 foot deck over trailer, brand new. Still got the green in the pressure treated lumber. So he picked up a generator that he was going to Ohio with. He said he was going to Ohio. So first run out the box for him. I mean, you know, we don't want to see anybody do bad out here, man. We wish him the best. He said he's going to get out here and try it for like 6 months and see what it's like, what it's all about, as to whether or not he would upgrade to a bigger truck. You know, a dually truck. He said he's had a dually truck in the past, but don't know how that's going to work for him. You know, he says he probably would kind of stay around that 7,000 to 8,000 pounds on the trailer. So yeah, that would be interesting. Y'all comment, let us know what you've seen out there. We'd love to hear from y'all. right, so here we are having more adventures in trucking. Just had an issue where we decided we were going to go through our trailer and just kind of check some things over. Uh, we got the passenger side of the trailer up in the air. Of course, this axle is off the ground. We're adjusting the brakes out. We adjusted the brakes out on this one, and it was over adjusted. It was too tight, and so we weren't able to spin the wheel like this one spins. So what we ended up having to do was take all of this off the center here. Had to pull the whole drum off to fight it, because the way this is set up, on the backside, you cannot. It's a pain in the neck to access the star wheel that allows you to adjust the tension on the brake shoes. And I mean, we've been in this situation before. I believe it's kind of a situation because this is an axle overspring setup. Right where you need to adjust the back of this back here, to adjust with a brake spoon, to adjust your brake pedal. If you look across to the other side, shorty, you'll see the spring pack is right in line with where you need to adjust. Like right under the axle, those leaf springs that are stacked up under the axle is exactly where you need to make access to be able to adjust your brakes with a brake spoon. And of course, access is limited and it sucks. So long story short, what we've had to do is, and we've done it before, got my experience in on these axles now, put the wheel back on here, use the wheel to shimmy the brake drum off of the shoes because they were over tightened. And that's a fight. That was a wrestling match, but we got it off. And then we were able to then eventually get the lever off of the back of the star wheel so you could decrease the length of the star wheel and bring the shoes in. So we were able to do that. I've got everything torqued back the way it should be here now. Those of you guys that have been with us for a while, you know that we took the advice of many other people online and changed out these oil bath axles to a grease-filled axle now. So as I had that apart, I was able to shoot grease to the rear bearing as well. I have a grease injector needle. So this is a grease needle nozzle, and it's literally just kind of extension. But rather than having the whole head of your grease gun trying to reach into a small area, this is kind of like a needle, kind of like what you would use to air up a basketball. And at the tip of it, it's got a little check ball. Probably won't be able to see the ball, but there's a little ball at the end there. So when you put grease through here, it attaches the same way you would attach onto any grease nipple. There's a grease nipple there, and you connect your grease gun to that, and then it gives you a smaller tube that you can reach past things where the tip of your grease gun wouldn't normally fit. So obviously it's a big difference between trying to fit that in some tight place or trying to fit this into a tight place. This one would not allow me to pass the front bearing when it's in here, but this one, with the bearing out, I'm not able to pass the race with this one, but with this one I can pass the race and get to the back bearing. So yeah, just another little pointer, man. You know, we like to share the little pointers. A grease nipple nozzle is what it says on the package, but we just call them a grease gun extension. So that made the difference to be able to get the grease to the back. We've already got this torqued up. We're gonna go ahead, set our tangs on this tang washer, put everything back together. This all started out with just trying to make sure our tire pressure was correct on these trailer tires. I don't I don't have the correct valve stems on these inside wheels. It is hard to get to them. Well, I don't want to say that. They are the correct valve stems on there, but I don't have the correct nozzle on my air chuck excuse me, to be able to reach the inner one. So I do have them clocked so that your inner valve stem is accessible through an outer hole, but the nozzle, the air chuck that I have on the end of my gun is not the correct style. So I need to get one of those so that I can grease up, so I can air up these inside tires without having to pull them off. This is where this all started. Pull the outside wheels off, air up the inside wheels, then put the outside wheel back on. I know it definitely sounds like a pain, but knock on wood, hadn't had too much issue out of it. All the tires are brand new on the trailer, and so at that point, you know, I wasn't super hugely concerned with it, but definitely something I got to keep my eye on as we go down the road and these tires start to wear and become more needy of maintenance. So I hadn't found any tires that were super low, and that's good. So we're just checking, and we will try to get this thing put back together so we can deliver this load on tomorrow, which is Monday. right back. Hold it right there. Come on. Come on. Perfect. Come on back. All right, hold right there. Back up a little more. One more. All right, hold. Take it a little bit too fast. Just a little. Right there, come on. We're perfect. Come on back, just like that. All the way to the ground. You're good. Everything's clear. Everything's clear. Hold the wheels up like you got it.